Okay, guys. Sorry, I was making sure that the light was off. But these are the trout goodeids. I am taking this video um, long ways, or actually up and down, regular way. I know the people like when I turn the phone sideways, but in this particular case, the tank is high and it's long. So I wanted to show you guys my trout goodies have babies. If you look in there at the top and the corner, there's a bunch of them in there. They had about 10 babies, I would think. Now, these live bearers are probably the best live bearers you can have. They are so awesome. They have babies. Now, someone suggested to me that I would put these babies in a different tank, but the problem is I don't have a tank right now that I can put them in. I do have another tank over here. This is a 15-gallon tall. It's a classic Petco tank, but I also have an old-fashioned Eclipse top 15-gallon tank, which is pretty much a 10-gallon tank, just higher. I got some juveniles in here. I don't know if I want to put the babies with the juveniles yet. Give them a couple weeks. Again, you know, from what I know, and when I've had these guys before, have babies, drop babies, they don't eat their fry, but you never know with fish. But I do keep these guys well fed. But as you can see, you know, there's a bunch of little babies in there. They'll keep having babies. I believe I put one female, I think it was 2 females to 4 males. Now, one thing you do want to be careful of, and I've had this issue before, is when you are breeding or you have pairs, be careful when you have just 1 female and 2 males. These are swordtails that I got a while back. They're good fish, but there was a female in here that they killed them. They killed her. I had to put her in a different tank, but they kept on hounding her, harassing her, and she died. So that was my mistake. I got them as like a trade-in, but I should have really thought about it before I did it, because I know for a fact that you need, you know, that 2 with 1 female and 2 males, they could gang up on her, and that was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. Next time I'll learn, but you want to make sure the ratio is right. I think I may have too many males in here, but for right now it seems like they're doing pretty good. They're swimming great. They're having a good time in there. This is the female down here. She's a big mama. I think she still has babies in her. She might drop more, but you know, if this tank is too crowded, I'll start moving these guys out of here. So they're staying at the top, staying away from the adults. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Like I said, I don't have a tank right now to put them in. The only tank I have is this one here, but this tank broke, and I'm not gonna put anything in here right now because I can't really filter this water. I've had some issues with ammonia buildup, so I'm gonna leave that tank right now. I got maybe do some. I might just get another tank because, yeah, this is for me. If the tank breaks, I don't really want to put fish in there if it's halfway. This is only 5 gallons. I mean, you know, you want to make sure you at least have 10 gallons. I don't like using 5-gallon tanks, but except if you're doing something like this. But I haven't put any fish in there since the beta died. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. We're leaving that tank. These are my neons are in here, and some shrimp. I got my 4 shrimp in there. They're still living the life. I don't want to put any babies in there because, you know, I think they're too small. But anyway, I did do a cleanup of snails in here. There's still some in there, but I went in there and I cleaned up all the snails because there was a bunch in there, and I had to get rid of them. It was just too many snails, and we had to just move on. This here right now is the killifish tank, the dwarf killies. You can see how much in there, how many fish are in there. There are a bunch in there. I actually ran another filter in here. Oops, another hang in the back filter. And hold on, let me put this back on here. And it seems like they're doing much better in there. You don't realize when you have like a a tank like this where you have like a whole community of small fish, you don't realize how much, you know, how many fish are in there, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I got to put some more beneficial bacteria in this tank. And we did that, and they're doing great. As you can see, there are a bunch of them in there, a bunch of babies, bunch of fish in there. We like this community tank. Well, it's a community killifish tank. We love it. They're all over the place. You see how many there are here? Yeah, this is a whole community of leased killifish. I got this at an auction, guys. I think I only paid like $10. You can see when you get fish from an auction, as like a pair, and a community, you can see how good they do. It looks awesome. I love it. And they're so small that you keep them in a small tank. But yeah, these guys are doing great. Of course, over time, they'll keep having babies. But this is a great tank. I kind of leave this this tank natural. I don't really do a lot of clean up on the bottom. There you can see there's a lot of there's actually snails down there, some snails, but I don't really do a lot of messing around with a tank like this, because you know, especially when you have small fish, you don't want to suck up the fish. But there's a bunch of them in there. There's probably about, I would say about 50, 45, something like that. A lot of fish in there. If you look on the bottom, they're hide too. There's a bunch of them in there. But anyway, that tank is doing good. You know, I may have to do some movement, move these guys. I don't know. I will be trading some of these guys once they get bigger. You know, I will be trading these guys to somebody to get more fish. I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. If the adults start to get a little crazy, we're gonna have to move them. But right now, you see that, keep them in there or put them in a juvenile tank, and they just were born, so you want to keep them on the patch a little bit longer. But I'll keep an eye on them. If they start predating them, I will have to go in there and move it. So, but you can see there's some on the bottom too. If you look real closely. Those guys down there, there's a bunch of them down there, but I don't know why these guys appear or don't go to the bottom. Doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know. But I think once they get acclimated, they'll be perfectly fine. But yeah, that's what we got going on, guys. Of course, the bottom tank, you guys know, I went to the auction, got a bunch of these platies. You can see they're doing so good. They got a bunch in there. That's a whole community of the platies. It looks like they're already starting to mate, and we'll have babies in there too. We're gonna leave this tank like it is. We'll let them have babies and have fun. You know, but it's starting to come together. We really want to get this tank where it's you see the shrimp there eating some stuff, but we want to get these tanks ready to go soon. So yeah, I mean, they're doing good as it is, but we want to get more fish in here. I'm still thinking about getting some more fish. I saw a beautiful turquoise severum up at PetSmart, so we'll have to figure that. We're going to put them in there. Probably going to put them in a 75 gallon here. I know this is not a wide camera right now, but that's a 75 gallon. We want to put some severums in there. Or maybe I'll do a 55 gallon, but 55 gallon, we move those polar convicts in there. And they're cichlids, so they drive me crazy. I think we got some real light in here. Let me turn this light off. This is where I got these shop lights. You guys, I told you guys, I'm trying to sell these LED lights, but shop lights are light up the whole room. I'm trying to get some. I want to get ones over here too, so we can light it up, and you can see how bright that is. You can see the whole 125 and how good the Baylor sharks look. They're awesome fish. Don't know why that light's so bright. I'll turn this. Let me see if I turn this light off. These are pretty cool. I got these at Harbor Freight, but you can see even with that light off, you can still see pretty good movement on those Baylor sharks. Anyway, I like to keep this light on. I know it's not good for the camera, but I just put these lights on now. We do need some better light over here, like I said, on top of the 40-gallon, but we'll get that eventually. So I want to give you guys an update, see what was going on. Babies in this 15-gallon tank, babies in this killifish tank. The neons, you know, we don't know what we're going to do with these guys yet. You know, this is a good tank, but you know, we'll see what we got going on. And this tank, I said, is dead. I don't want to put anything in there yet. I have nothing in this tank right now. I may get that one going again. We don't know yet. As you can see, the fish room, I didn't get anything to go across there yet. I will be working on that eventually. I haven't been feeling 100%, so we want to go and, you know, take our time. But the puffer, of course, this tank here is doing great. The crebences are in there. They're kind of hiding with the cories, and I got some, you know, the swordtails and the mollies. This is a good tank. The crebences are out. You can see there's two of them there. I'm probably gonna get, there's another one back there hiding somewhere. He's the I think that might be the female. But if they do lay eggs, you'll see oh, there's all three of them now. You see all three of them in there. Let me take this away. Hold on. You see all the crebences in there. They've kind of calmed down. When I first put them in there, they were kind of getting aggressive, but you know, they're better now. Of course, the gourami tank, the guppy tank we're still working on. I haven't gotten any more guppies, but you can see I got a bunch of babies in there, and we'll continue to work on this tank. I may get guppies eventually, but I want to get these guys to grow a little bit more before I put any more fish in there. I'm not really too concerned about that yet. I could always, if I don't get any more growth out of this tank, I could always move these guys to a different tank. But there's a lot of babies in there. I'll let them grow out and see how they do. You know, we're still waiting to see if we get any more guppies. If I do, I'll wait for these guys to get a little bigger, but then I will get more guppies. We'll see. Like I said, I don't want to put anything in there right now to eat that would eat them. So once they get a little bit bigger, I'll put more fish in there. Obviously, we all know that this tank here, the Jack Dempsey and the Green Terror live happily. Baylor sharks are there. They do good. Of course, you see these geophagus are getting bigger. They're looking good. This whole tank is looking good, except the fact that these geophagus always rip the sand apart. That's why they call them sifters. And of course, it looks like this guy here, the featherfin, took over that cave, which is okay. This guy, he'll find another place to go. The Raphael. But yeah, geophagus is doing nice. This guy, of course, is huge, but like I said, they're a pain in the ass because they always go through the sand and they drive me nuts. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's a 40-gallon, of course. We got the tetras in there. You know, we got some other fish we want to get in there eventually. But we'll see what happens. And again, that's the tank I started with. There's still a bunch of babies in there. We're gonna leave it alone. And like I said, if they get bigger and they grow, we'll put them in a bigger tank. You gotta try to feed these guys. Wait, the camera went off. You gotta try to feed these guys at least 2 times a day when they have babies. So that's it, guys. Pretty much the update. These plants are dead. I tried to get them to grow, but we'll leave that alone. I'm gonna keep the roots for next year for the pond. But just come back here and I'll show you guys. That's the fish room. We're working on it every day, but this is all the tanks in one spot, and they're doing great. Of course, I like to put, I have another light over here that I use for these guys, but until I get the other light, it's gonna be like this. I'm not real crazy about it, but it lights it a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, I want to get more light in that 40 gallon. You see my plecos? I got so many good looking plecos. He's great. There's another pleco here. I rescued this guy a while ago. Somebody let the fish tank out in front of a grocery store. I got him. He's alive still. There's a pleco in here somewhere. He's huge too. You know, I could probably get him next year. I'm looking to maybe get him in the pond next year if I can. The lighting's so bad in this. Can't really see him, but he's in there somewhere. I just saw him over here, but there's the fly. There's the what do you call it? Yeah, the guy I moved from that tank. I always get the damn name of it. It's I can't think of it, but anyway, he's in that tank, the pleco. So, and of course I got the big yellow one here. He's doing great. He's always a good picture of beauty. But yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of plecos in the big tanks, but you know, eventually they get bigger and you might have to move them. Anyway, I'm just rattling on now, rambling on, so don't mind me. That's the fish room, guys. That's the update. Like I said, I got a couple new fish. We're trying to grow that tank out. Obviously, we got the trout goodies have more babies, so we'll be figuring out what we're gonna do with that. But yeah, I'm trying to get this fish room organized, and we'll get this thing built. I want to get some plants in here. Another light for over there. Get this covered. We got some plastic we're gonna put up here. I just got to get myself healthy. I've been still dealing with some stuff, but once I get there, I will move these guys. I will get this fish room finished, and of course, you know, get some of these tanks filled up that we need to get. I'll probably get rid of this 10 gallon too. But I really just wanted to show you guys the trout goodies and how many babies they had, which is great. And so yeah. Till next time, remember, if you can't own them, rehome them. And if you have any fish you want to give me, just let me know. But till next time, we'll see you guys.